Today I am going to teach you recording of business transactions in the special journals or subsidiary books or day books. You learned that all business transactions are first recorded in the journals and posted in the ledger accounts. A small business may be able to record all its business transactions for the year in one book, namely journal book. But when the business expands and the transactions becomes large, or for a big industrial unit where the volume of transactions are large, it is very difficult to record all the business transactions in one book, namely journal book, and post them into the ledgers. Further, it is very difficult for a single person to maintain the books of accounts also. So for efficient, effective and accurate recording of the business transactions, the journals are subdivided into special journals. They are also called as subsidiary books or day books. The business transactions can be easily recorded in the special journals, as many of the business transactions are of repetitive in nature. For example, all cash transactions can be recorded in one book, namely cash book. All credit purchase transactions in one book, and all credit sales transactions in yet another book, and so on. So let us see the meaning of special journal. Special journals or subsidiary books are subdivisions of journal in each of which transactions of similar nature are recorded. These are books of prime entry or original entry in which transactions are first recorded and posted in the ledgers periodically. The business transactions are first recorded in the special journals and periodically they are posted into the ledgers. Now let us see types of special journals. Number one, special journals for recording cash transactions. 1, cash book. 2, petty cash book. Number 2, special journals for recording non-cash transactions. 1, purchase book for recording credit purchase transactions in the goods in which the trader deals in. Sales book for recording credit sales transactions in the goods in which the trader deals in. Then 3, purchase returns book for recording goods returned to suppliers. 4, sales returns book for recording goods returned by customers. 3, journal proper. It is also called as general journal or all-purpose journal. This is used to record the transactions which do not find place in the above special journals. If we cannot record a particular transaction in any of these special journals, journal proper is used. Now let us discuss some of the important points which will be useful for preparing special journals. The following are important points for preparing purchase book, sales book, purchase returns book and sales returns book. 1, record credit transactions in purchase book and sales book. Record credit purchase transactions and credit sales transactions in the purchase book and sales book. Number 2, record goods returned to suppliers in the purchase returns book and goods returned by customers in the sales returns book. Due to various reasons, the goods may be returned to the suppliers and the customers may return the goods to the buyer. So record those transactions only in purchase returns and sales returns book. Do not record cash transactions. These books are meant for recording only credit transactions. So do not record cash transactions in all the 4 subsidiary books. Do not record purchase and sale of assets. These special journals are meant for recording the business transaction in the goods the trader deals in. The goods purchased are meant for resale, not for the business use. But assets are meant for own use of the business. So do not record them in the special journals, purchase book, sales book. Then deduct trade discount, if any, from the gross amount of the invoice. If you come across trade discount from the gross amount, deduct trade discount and take only the net amount. Trade discount is a concession given by the wholesaler to the retailer on the list price. It is shown as a deduction in the invoice itself. Hence, it is not shown in the books of accounts. But when you come across trade discount in the sums, deduct the amount from the gross amount and take the net amount in the special journals. Add any expenses incurred for bringing the materials. Suppose if any direct expenses are incurred for bringing the materials inside the shop or inside the factory, add those amounts while preparing the purchase book and the sales book. The last point is posting to ledgers from subsidiary books. Take the name of the business, books of so and so trader, purchase journal book. The format is date column for recording the date, invoice number, name of the supplier, account to be credited. Here the name of the supplier is recorded and the amount of the invoice. Usually at the end of the month, purchase book is totaled and it is posted to the purchase account. And the name of the supplier's accounts are concerned, they are posted on the day of the transactions itself. You know that purchase account is always debited and name of the supplier's account is credited. So the total of the purchase book 95,000 is posted to the purchase account on the last day of the month. So purchase account always shows debit side. So on the debit side of the purchase account, total of the purchase book 95,000. Against it you record 2 sundries as per purchase journal and the date is January 31st, the last date of the month. So the name of the suppliers are credited to their respective accounts with the respective amounts. That is Ramesh account. On the credit side of the Ramesh account, by purchase 15,000 and on the credit side of the Ramu account, January 15th, by purchase 25,000. On the credit side of the Raghu account, January 20th, by purchase 5,000. And on the credit side of the Radha account, January 25th, by purchase 50,000. Then purchase returns journal book. Then purchase returns book, date column, debit note number, name of the supplier, account to be debited and the amount column. Again Purchase returns book also totaled at the end of the month, and the total is transferred to the purchase returns account, and the parties account are posted to their respective accounts individually. You know that purchase is debit, so purchase returns account is to be credited, and the name of the supplier account should be debited. So on the debit side of the Ramu account, January 16, 2 purchase returns 2000. On the debit side of the Radha account, January 27, 2 purchase returns 5000. On January 31st, purchase returns account, credit side 7000, buy sundries as per purchase returns journal. Text book is sales book. There is no difference in the format except name of the customer and the account to be debited. Sales book is also totaled at the end of the month, and the total is posted to the sales account, and the name of the customer's account, they are posted individually on the date of the transaction. Sales is credit. So on the credit side of the sales account, the total of the sales book is credited 95,000. So January 31st, buy sundries as per sales journal 95,000. Name of the customer account should be debited. So on the debit side of the Ramesh account, January 2nd, 2 sales 15,000. On the debit side of Ramu account, January 15, 2 sales 25,000. On the debit side of Raghu account, January 20th, 2 sales 5,000. On the debit side of Radha account, January 21st, 2 sales 50,000. Then sales returns book, date column, credit note column, name of the customer, account to be credited, and the amount column. The total of the sales returns book is posted on the last date of the month. You know sales is credited, so sales returns account is debited, and the name of the customer account should be credited. So sales returns account debit. On the debit side of the sales returns account, January 31st, 2 sundries as per sales returns journal 7,000. Then Ramu account should be credited. So on the credit side of the Ramu account, January 16th, buy sales returns 2,000. On the credit side of Radha account, January 27th, buy sales returns 5,000.
Now let us solve a problem from your textbook, exercise 17, page number 158. Prepare proper subsidiary books and post them to the ledger from the following transactions for the month of February 2017. February 1st, goods sold to Sachin, rupees 5,000. This is a credit transaction, so it should be recorded in the sales book.
Name of the customer is Sachin, and the amount is 5,000.
Next transaction, February 4th, purchase from Kushal Traders 2,480. This is also a credit transaction, but it is a purchase, so it should be recorded in the purchase book.
2017, February 4th, Kushal's Traders, rupees 2,480.
Next transaction, February 6th, sold goods to Manish Traders 2,100. This is a credit sales transaction, so it should be recorded in sales book.
February 6th, Manish Traders 2,100.
Next transaction, February 7th, Sachin returned goods 600. Now this is sales returns, so it should be recorded in sales returns book.
Now this has to be recorded in the sales returns book because Sachin's name appears in sales book, so it is sales returns book. So February 7, Sachin 600 rupees.
Next transaction, February 8th, return to Kushal Traders 280. This is purchase returns, so it should be recorded in purchase returns book. February 8th, Kushal Traders 280. February 10th, sold to Mukesh 3,300. Now this is a credit sales, so it should be recorded in sales book.
February 10th, Mukesh 3,300.
February 14th, purchase from Kunal Traders 5,200. It is a credit purchase, so it should be recorded in purchase book.
Purchase book, February 14th, Kunal Traders 5,200.
15th, furniture purchase from Tarun 3,200. This is purchase of an asset, so it should not be recorded in special journals. 17th, bought of Naresh 4,060. It is a credit purchase, so it should be recorded in purchase book.
Purchase book, February 17th, Naresh 4,060.
February 20th, return to Kunal Traders 200. It is a purchase return, so it should be recorded in purchase returns book.
Kunal Traders appears in purchase book, so it is purchase returns. So 2017, February 20th, Kunal Traders 200.
Next transaction, February 22nd, return inwards from Mukesh 250. It is sales return, so it should be recorded in sales returns book.
Mukesh name appears in sales book, so it is definitely sales returns. So February 22nd, Mukesh 250.
February 24th, purchase from Krit and Company for the list price 5,700 less 10% trade discount. It is a credit purchase, so it should be recorded in purchase book.
February 24th, Kirit and Company 5,130. I have given you the calculation. The invoice amount is 5,700 less 10% trade discount 570. So the net amount is 5,130. You know that only net amount should be recorded in the special journals.
February 25th, sold to Sri Chand goods 6,600 less 5% trade discount. It is a credit sales, so it should be recorded in sales book.
February 25th, Sri Chand 6,270. I have given you the calculation here. The invoice amount is 6,600. There is a trade discount of 5%. 5% comes to 330. So 6,600 minus trade discount 330 comes to 6,270, and it's the net amount. You know that when trade discount appears, we have to take the net amount of the bill. So 6,270.
February 26th, sold to Ramesh Brothers 4,000. It is a credit sale, so it should be recorded in sales book.
February 26th, Ramesh Brother 4,000.
Next, 28th, return outwards to Krit and Company 1,000 less 10% trade discount. It is a purchase return, so it should be recorded in purchase returns book.
February 28th, Krit and Company 900. Krit and Company appears in purchase book, so definitely it is purchase returns. The amount of the goods returned is 1,000 minus trade discount. 10% of 1,000 comes to 100, so the net amount is 900. So net amount is recorded in the purchase returns book.
Last transaction, February 20th, Ramesh Brothers returned goods rupees 500. It is sales return, so it should be recorded in sales returns book.
28th, Ramesh Brothers 500. Now let us find out the totals of all the 4 special journals. The total of sales returns book is 20,670. Total of the purchase book is 16,870. Total of sales returns book is 1,350, and total of purchase returns book is 1,380. You have learnt recording of the business transactions in the subsidiary books for credit transactions. You also know treatment of trade discount and direct expenses. Further, you have understood clearly postings to ledgers from subsidiary books. Share this useful video to others also. Don't forget to subscribe Suren Classroom channel. Thank you.